Hello everybody, happy to see you. Welcome to this week's Health, Wealth, Love and Evolution reading for the week beginning February the 10th. So this is Valentine's week, and I was thinking about Valentine's Day, Saint Valentine, and love. Most of my work so far has been about relationships, twin flame relationships, what people call twin flame, twin soul. And when one is in love, sometimes things such as Valentine's Day don't seem as though they are very loving. They seem to be just, you know, a little bit jokey or a little bit commercialized. And I used to feel that way quite a few years ago. But I do think it's nice that we have a day when we are all focused on love and those that we love. And romantic love, you know, romantic relationships. And I was looking up about Saint Valentine and where it came from. And it was kind of interesting. I believe it was Geoffrey Chaucer, the writer, that kind of took the feast of Saint Valentine and connected it up to romantic or courtly love. But I think there are lots of different factors involved. I don't think it was the only one. But what I really did find fascinating is that the mid-February was believed in the Middle Ages to be the time when the birds got together. The birds paired up. And I think that's just the sweetest story, or the sweetest narrative around it. So happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to be doing an energy bath webinar just to see what wants to come through for people that are really in true unconditional love, to open myself up as a vessel for any messages that want to come through on Wednesday the 13th of February. So that is happening this week. I wanted to do it the day before, so it's kind of preparatory. So if there's any messages that you need to know about that day, you'll get them before, which is always great. Okay, nearly finished with the shuffle. And then let's go for your Health, Wealth, Love and Evolution reading. Thank you for being here. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more, I always say every time we take action like that, you're always able to cast a vote. You're casting a vote for what you want to see on YouTube, but you're casting a vote for yourself of what you want to see in the world. Any opportunity you can take to take action that's responding to your own experience of appreciation is really powerful. So appreciation is a really powerful energy, really powerful vibration for you to be in. But when you can take action, then you begin to create from that energy and from that place of appreciation. So you then create more for yourself, and then you begin to build a world that you can appreciate more. Your dream, that's how you build your dream, by casting votes for the things that you believe in and that you want more of. It's right, for me, it's kind of the simplest way to understand it is, do I want more of this? Do I want more of this kind of thing in the world? Do I want more of this kind of person in the world? Do I want more of this kind of business in the world? That's how we can truly be creators in our world, in our environment, by who we choose to support. So I really appreciate your support here. If it's in alignment with you and what you agree with and what you want to live. Yeah, so just cut the deck. Bottom for the deck for this week is the Six of Swords. Oh, it's interesting. I feel like this is saying it's the masculine role. This is a very masculine, feminine card for me, in that the man that is kind of doing the punting in that kind of gondola boat there, he's the one taking the action. He's the one moving it forward. And the feminine and the child, the woman and child, so it's kind of separating it into those three. The woman and child are in the, at the front of the boat, being served by the masculine. But those swords there kind of represent that she can't necessarily see where she is going. Traditionally, this card is moving into clearer waters. So things are getting better. I feel like the message is trust the masculine energy. That masculine energy is what's going to move you. But it feels peaceful. It doesn't feel aggressive. But there's some fear that can come up because we can't see. The woman and child, it's that their vision is blocked. But the only thing that blocks their vision is the thoughts. The thoughts are thoughts. Swords within the tarot are intellectual. It's the way that we're thinking about things. And it's saying, well, the way that they are thinking about things is what creates the fear or the not knowing. Because really, truly, the only thing we're really afraid of is the unknown. What we can't see, that's what we are most afraid of. Okay, so let's just take out health, wealth, love, and evolution. That's 6 of Swords on the bottom of the deck there. What's going on for health for this week? We've got the Knight of Wands. Oh, this is virility and fertility, and it's a sexual impulse, a sexual drive for me with that Knight of Wands when it comes to the physical experience. It's a very physical card for me, this Knight of Wands. It's passion, it's drive, it's desire, it's creativity, it's fire. It's a burning passion, which is really good for this week, for Valentine's. So it's saying follow your impulses, follow your creative impulses, follow your sexual impulses, excuse me, even. Follow your the sensual world. It's about the sensual world. So if there's a partner involved, you know, you can use that energy to propel you or to move you towards them, that passion. But it's also about being good to yourself and being passionate about oneself and allowing that fire. And some people can call it, you know, they have different words for it. Just it's energy, life force, you know, chi, people call it, or kundalini, or you know, lots of different words that we attach to essentially life force and energy. The Holy Spirit's another one. It's saying use that passion, that fire, this red colour of the heart, of that Valentine's heart kind of image. But I feel like it's saying it's cinnamon, you know, it's warmth, it's all those kind of warming energies, maybe even like chili, things like that. It's stimulating, stimulatory aspects of life. So it's kind of have a bath of warmth, and you know, have a steam in terms of self-care. It's just allow that warmth to be in your body, allow that creative force to be in your body, but also allow yourself to take it in. You can give that to yourself, but it's about allowing that heat. It's about heat, warmth, and creativity. But it's also about accepting that. It's about being able to receive. It's saying people, you know, it's not just about giving it, it's also about receiving it and allowing that huge kind of warmth to meet yours, to be in that passion, to allow passion to move you outwardly, and also for you to receive it from others. Beautiful, beautiful message for this week. Wealth card is the Fool. Just go for it. This is the week to take the leap, to take the chance, to just Go for it. The Fool is number 0, the first card of the whole of the tarot deck, the beginning of the journey. It says start again. It's a new beginning. It's not just a new chapter, it's a whole new book. It's a whole new world. And it's saying, just take that leap. So if you're thinking about starting a business or beginning to write a book, or, you know, it doesn't matter what it is, or sign that deal and, you know, sign that contract. Go and get that, purchase that item that you need. It is a card of action. It's a card of going out there, but really it's a card of presence, because it's a card of 0. It's a card of no bias. It's just really showing up in the moment and allowing oneself to be moved. That is very connected to that Knight of Wands there. Show up and take that action, take that leap. And that's where the money is. And I don't just mean that financially, I mean that's where the payoff is. Is what is going to pay off this week. The love card, we've got the Page of Wands. Interesting. Page of Wands is about a new energy, a new perspective, a new way of looking at things. I love this card. If you kind of look at the detail, it's the way he's looking at that wand. It's kind of like, oh yeah, oh, I'm just having a look. It's a bit like, you know, when you're in a room, I had a medical appointment actually recently, and it was the assistant to the doctor there, and they'd been in this room for, I think, maybe a year or so, and she hadn't really noticed all the designs on the ceiling. It's things like that. It's when you look at that wand or look at that piece of wood and you're looking at the grain, you're looking at the detail. There's detail that you're seeing that you haven't seen before because you shift your perspective. So it is about looking up, noticing the ceiling, or maybe it's about looking down and noticing the carpet or the rug, or, you know, but metaphorically, it's kind of moving your head to see in a different way. I feel like it's about seeing love in a different way, but it is about seeing your partner in a different way. It's about knowing nothing. These all feel very connected this week. Knowing nothing, going out there, but not knowing. In that not knowing, then we can see more clearly. It's almost like if we think we know something or someone, we lose our curiosity about them. And this card is saying, be curious about them. Embrace what you do not know. The paradox is the key to more knowledge, more knowing, and less fear is allowing the not knowing and allowing that fear that can arise in the not knowing. That's where more is born. It's almost like we create space for the more to live within. And that's why fear isn't a bad thing and not knowing is not a bad thing at all. Because then we can get curious, and that desire to know more is present. And that's the key to relationships, to always have new eyes, as I say, with the person, so you can just be like, oh, who are you? And this is a message that's been coming through a lot recently, and it's a big message for that Page of Wands, and really powerful for this week for Valentine's. Oh, Evolution, 10 of Swords. Are you ready for the end of suffering? Are you ready to let it all end? But really what I feel this is about is the thoughts. The thoughts. It's the past. It's suffering. It's pain. This card does say, yeah, that it's ending. It's not ended. There could be some experiences in your evolution. So this is in your kind of personal, one might call spiritual path and evolution. So it's that it might feel like it's ending, or there's, you know, people are betraying. It can be betrayal. But this is only in this evolutionary position. So it's in more of a soul position. So it may not necessarily play out in your everyday life. It's more about the way you're thinking and your perceptions and your own personal individual experience of yourself in your own thinking. But I do feel like the invitation is to the end of the struggle or the end of the suffering. And I do feel like, it's very connected to these energies. really fascinating energies for this week. There's a lot of passion, fire, and newness. Let's just follow our instinct, our intuition, our fire, our drive, our animalistic energy, the animalistic part of ourselves that drives. But take that action. It's about taking the action, making the move. I do feel like there's more action. Well, this is action in terms of your physicality, and I kind of described that. This is more about, I feel like it's like if you want the payoff, you do have to be brave. You do have to be new. You do have to just take the leap. But there's a sensitivity to that Page of Wands. And also, I feel like it's saying, this 10 is saying, are you ready to let go of the suffering? Are you ready to let go of the pain? Are you ready to say goodbye to all of those things? Sometimes we like to feel the bad stuff because the good stuff feels better in contrast. And also because that's what we know. So many people in love and relationships, and not just in love and relationships, but in everything, we prefer what we know because it's less scary. It's less scary to be in something that we know that's painful than to be in something that we don't know that feels like this. Or that even is this, where I have to be new. I don't know anything about you. We like to know a person. And then, but that kind of keeps us small, even evolutionary, from an evolutionary perspective. So it's kind of saying, are you ready to break through? Are you ready to say goodbye to what you know, in terms of feeling suffering? Suffering in love, suffering in relationships, suffering in all of your relationships. I do feel like the invitation here is for it to end. It's saying it's ending. From an evolutionary perspective, it's ending. I do feel that this is important though. There's something about allowing the masculine energy to take the lead. Lots of masculine figures. And that the swords are going to just, the thinking, if you think you know what we think we know, can cause problems and causes suffering. Truth is powerful. Swords are powerful. Knowing is powerful. But we have to balance it with the unknown and the not knowing. So this week, the less you can know, the better. And the more you can just allow yourself to be moved, the better. So have an incredible, incredible Valentine's week. If you're interested in picking up your own personal messages in a personal group reading webinar, Energy Bath, I'm going to be holding on Wednesday the 13th. Please come and join me on that. It's just messages for the group, individual messages, and I'll pull one card for everybody on that as well. So everybody on that will get one card personally pulled, either on the call or afterwards. So get on that if you want a personal reading at a great price. Get on that group call, and yeah, let's see. I'm excited to see what comes through on that day for everyone that really is passionate about love. And I want to say thank you for being the love that you are, for being here. You wouldn't be here if you weren't committed to love. I personally appreciate it. And so much love to you. Big hug. Have an incredible Valentine's. Love yourself first. It's so important. Love yourself first. Allow that love to move through you and then out into the world. Loads of love. See you next week. In this week's reading, a flash of insight, or all the insight the feminine has ever had, makes a big impact upon the masculine. And there's an explanation of how the future exists now. See you in a sec.